Everybody else is making a coronavirus video, so I might as well too. The difference is that in my video, I'm not wearing any pants. You have no proof that this is true or not. This is, of course, let's see, how did Ross describe it? The Drunk Asshole Traveler channel. So what business do I have putting out a video on coronavirus? Well, this affects my life far more than I thought it would. I travel and I go to a lot of industrial places and I get exposed to a lot of really cool things. Last week, I was actually at a place where they make. So this is a picture of it, and this is a picture of me in it to prove that I didn't just walk by it and take my picture. Yes, I actually walked in the facility. And you're probably thinking, well, that's not legit. You're not showing the name of the place. There's a reason. Medical places can kind of be litigious, in case you don't know this. It's true. They get very lawyery, and I'm not getting sued. So just know that I was there. And I was conducting training there for what it is that I do. I'll have to explain that in another video. Well, you already know what I do. I travel and drink. At any rate, we were supposed to conduct training there this week, and they canceled it due to coronavirus, which, if you've been living under a rock, I'll let you know, is a pretty big deal right now. So if you're getting your news about coronavirus from the news, you're already doing the wrong thing. And I don't care if you're a liberal or conservative. I try to not be politically inclined on this channel. Believe me, I've got opinions. I'm just going to keep them on the DL here on the channel. But I've noticed that there's a lot of misinformation coming from everywhere. Where the hell are you getting your information from then, bud? Glad you asked. My son's mom is a Bachelor of Nursing, a BSN. She works in hospital admin, so she sees this from an administrative point of view. My brother is also a nurse, and he works for an insurance company, so he's seeing from that end. My sister is a nurse practitioner who works in the ER. And I know so many others, but those are the ones that are closest to me. I'm also listening to podcasts by and featuring medical doctors who specialize in viruses and contagious disease. I am not listening to Geraldo Rivera, who actually said, all you have to do is hold your breath for 10 seconds. If you can do that, you don't have coronavirus. Look, I'm no doctor, but that does not sound scientifically sound, okay? And that's just one example. There's even administration information that's coming out that contradicts the experts. So where should you be getting your news from? Reliable sources, which don't often include the media. In this particular case, the CDC would be a real good place to start, right? But rule number one against fighting this is fighting the battle against misinformation. I have lost friends on Facebook for pointing out, hey, that meme that you put up, that data is like so wrong, and here's a link to the actual source. And what I hear back is, you, it supports my side, you're not my friend on Facebook anymore. I've learned that facts and empirical data do not change people's minds. But for the love of God, people, when lives are in the balance, would you for once listen to the scientists? Because ultimately, science doesn't care what you think. Science doesn't care if your confirmation bias disagrees with what the data actually tell us. So don't listen to Geraldo Rivera telling you how to hold your breath to test for coronavirus. Don't listen to these memes that are posted out there. Check your facts before you run around like Chicken Little saying the sky is falling. And don't check them on Fox News and CNN. Check them from medical doctor websites like the AMA. Check them from the World Health Organization website, the Centers for Disease Control website. You know, people who actually know things about disease. All right, let's talk about the toilet paper. People who are stockpiling toilet paper, what the wrong with you? Are, one, satisfying a primal psychological need, not an actual need. Know where I got that? A friend that's a psychologist. Just saying, sources. And two, they're just trying to take control of something, okay? They're bells. But seriously, unfortunately, the ugly side of this is that there are people who are looking to profiteer, and that'd be your third type of person in this. I'm going to hoard this thing that you foolish persons, you don't have enough insight, and I know the shelves are going to be clear, and then I'm going to price gouge you when it comes out. There was a fella in Tennessee that tried this and realized, oops, now everybody hates me. No, I'm going to donate it. Too late. You're already under investigation for price gouging, okay? Which is and should be a serious crime, okay? It's ridiculous. Don't do that. I always have a spare tube of toothpaste. When the one I'm using wears out, I bring over the other one, and then that's when I go buy. I don't run out of things typically because I buy them before I need them. If you have not been using this strategy for your life up to this point, maybe you should think about employing it now. A little late if you're on the short end of the toilet paper stick. You might wind up using a stick or a corn cob or a leaf or any other inappropriate object to take care of your business. I don't know. Yes, we can be done with that now. Guess what I came back to today? My room key didn't work because they wanted to be sure that they talked to me. They disabled everybody's room key. When I say everybody, that is me and the other 3 people staying in this hotel. We each have a floor to ourselves. This is the sign for hotel floors. The hotel's closing tomorrow. I got no place to stay. I have to book a hotel stay for tomorrow at a hotel that is not closing but are near full. It's a supply and demand thing, and others are closing as well due to nobody staying here. Now I gotta go check into a different hotel. It hasn't been convenient, but it's not the end of the world. All restaurants at 8 p.m. last night in the entire state of New York are closed. You can only do takeout now. It sucks, but there is food available. There are not food shortages, folks. Stop doing these crazy stockpiling runs. Get what you need and then go home, okay? Well, Aaron everywhere, why aren't you at home? How come you're still out traveling? How come you're not quarantined or isolated? So a friend of mine posted a question on Facebook. What is the difference between being quarantined and being isolated? Okay, so did a little research on the subject. When I say research, I just went, Being quarantined means that you are removing yourself from the presence of as many others as possible for a known or suspected medical reason. Being isolated actually happens in romantic relationships. It's almost exactly like being quarantined, except it doesn't happen for any real reason that you can identify. Got a little off track there, go figure. So why am I still traveling? Well, I have to travel for a living. For those of you that don't know, I work for a major company called I used to turn wrenches in factories on technical equipment, and now I teach other people how to install, program, maintain, and repair that equipment. And so I hope that clears it up. Hell no, I'm not telling you who I work for. I'm not getting sued or fired for throwing their name out in a freaking virus video. Not a viral video, a virus video. Because the last thing that's going to happen to any of my stuff is it's going to go viral. Unless I get sick and die. You shouldn't travel unless it's absolutely necessary. I've got to eat. That is absolutely necessary. But you know what? At the end of this week's training, we too are banned from traveling for the next 5 weeks at a minimum. So I'm not necessarily being irresponsible by doing this. Do you know why? Because my classes are typically less than 10 people. So we were already conforming to a guideline just by the nature of our business before it was an official guideline of don't gather in groups of 10 or more. That was accidental but fortunate. Also, I am not over 65. I'm not actually anywhere near 60 despite the gray. Oh, he touched his face. I'm not obese. I do need to lose some weight. I don't have diabetes. I've never had leukemia or cancer or emphysema or any of the underlying conditions. Going back to the fear mongering, oh my gosh, they're saying it's only getting old people that are sick and what have you. These people that are dying, from what I can tell, and I'm getting this not only from these websites, but also from the news. They seem to, for once, they actually reconcile. The people that are dying are the ones that are immune compromised already, people with other systems. That doesn't give you a license to just run out willy-nilly and still party on St. Patrick's Day. The point is that I'm not afraid of getting sick and dying from this. What I am definitely concerned about is coming into contact with somebody that is carrying it myself, and then passing it on to somebody else. That would be really bad. So I'm not all that upset about being told to stay home, but I am concerned about my income over the next few weeks, and I'll have to just work that out and deal with it, so will everybody else. What is interesting and a little bit comical, what is interesting and, well, yeah, it's kind of comical. All the people that are wearing masks, I didn't touch my face that time. This is the symbol for masks. And all the people wearing face masks that aren't sick. I saw a person at the airport wearing a dust mask that they had either got at Walmart or at Lowe's. Now, I'm not a doctor. I worked for over 20 years in factories where we had to wear full face fitted respirators, and I received extensive annual training and a fit test and a lung capacity test to make sure that I was healthy enough to wear these masks before we went into confined spaces. I have been on 3 confined space rescue teams, and the training that we received was pretty in-depth on how masks work, ranging from just a simple dust mask all the way up to a full-faced, oxygen-supplied respirator. And here's the deal. The masks themselves with the rubber bands, they're basically a filter. And you know what they don't do is keep you from getting sick, okay? Achoo, I just sneezed. Don't shoot me, all right? And we're less than 6 feet away and you've got a mask on. Guess what? It got in your eyes. You're compromised now. You've been exposed. The mask is to keep you from getting other people sick. So when you sneeze or cough, we spit when we talk. We don't mean to, and it's not detectable, but we do. It's kind of gross. Sorry if you didn't know. It's a thing, okay? So if you're running a fever, if you're sick in any way, shape, or form, you put on the mask to keep it from getting on other people, because otherwise, let me tell you something. If you're not sick and you're wearing a mask, 1, you look like a tool, and 2, you're wasting resources. That's not what that's for. Let's say that you were to ask me, when should I wear a mask? And I did not have all this training. Take your mind back to before November of 2019. You go to the hospital for whatever reason, and you're in the ER waiting room. Who's wearing the masks? It's not the healthy people. The people that come in with a fever, the people that come in with a cough, the first thing they do is they hand them a mask and say, put this on so that you don't get me sick or anybody else in this room. When my kids were little, I would take them to the pediatric office, and the sick kids sat over there, some of them wearing masks, and the healthy kids sat over here. Social distancing, which can also happen in relationships. The point is, masks are for the sick or those who are severely immune compromised. They're not really doing anything for you if you're healthy, okay? You know what unsettles me about this more than anything? The thing that really bothers me the most is how many people are acting like this hand washing thing is this whole brand new thing that they never heard of before. Who the freak knew that just washing your hands? My ex-mother-in-law was the head of a rural county health department, and she once told me in conversation that about 60% of everything that came through her office could have been prevented with either a bar of soap or a tube of toothpaste.
Your breath stinks!
Hygiene, people. Wash your ass. Wash your hands. When I say wash your ass, I mean take a shower once a day.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So let's review. Don't repost bullcrap just because it supports your candidate or your party or your own confirmation bias. Please be responsible with the things you put up on the media, because there are boneheads, you could be one of them, that just believe whatever is up there that confirms what they already want to believe. And I got some bad news for you. Just because you like the way it sounds doesn't mean that it's true. 2, wash your freaking hands. You should have been doing that your whole life anyways. What is the matter with you if you're not doing that? 3, stop hoarding toilet paper. I'm going to be off for 5 weeks and I need to do something to entertain myself. I'm going to have nothing with which to terrorize my neighbor. It's not Halloween, but I'm going for it. Find something at home to entertain yourself so that you can be in public as little as possible. Even if you are healthy, you might not stay that way if some jackal sneezes on you. Me, I'm stuck in a hotel room, so I got cable TV, which I don't watch much. How am I going to entertain myself? Because small things amuse small minds. Stay calm, people. I love you all. I want us all to stay here together for a long time on this planet. And I would really, really hope that somehow all 5 of you that watch this will get something good out of it, okay? Since the restaurants are closed, I'm going to go have some leftover pizza. Peace out.